When the classroom becomes an arena, have you ever watched a tournament where when a child nearly dies, the entire stadium rises to applaud? Welcome to the Triwizard Tournament. Here, education is wrapped in fireworks, fire-breathing dragons, and one tiny clause may result in death. The blue goblet of fire blazes. Pieces of paper smoke, the crowd roars. The whole school buzzes like a festival. Press swarms in. Adults bring betting tickets. Students bring their lives. The rules sound very modern. Cultivate courage, strengthen international exchange, foster friendship. The challenges include dragons, midnight frozen lakes, flesh-eating mazes, no safety helmets, no therapy teams, just a glowing cup. They call it tradition. Everyone laughs. Only humanitarian law sits in awkward silence because this tournament was once suspended for a century due to too many student corpses. But then, to restore sporting spirit, we reopened it. Because in adults' imagination, deadly memories expire after 100 years, like yogurt. 14-year-old children are dragged into adult games by magically binding contracts. They say, "I won't participate," Magic replies. "Sorry, signed in fire." Can you imagine? In the Muggle world, parents must sign permission slips for field trips. Oh, here. Blue flames sign for your parents. Opening act, dragon fighting. Students scream. Adults nod. Good. Adults reflexes. Next lesson. Dive into night lakes to rescue most precious treasure. Because nothing helps you mature like learning to hold your breath for ages at the bottom of fear. Finals. Living maze. Shadows swallow lamplight, and a harmless cup suddenly becomes a gateway to death rituals. They call this experiential education. But what experience, when the only lesson you remember is, if you survive, you're a hero. If you die, you're a legend. Somewhere in the applause, children's fears are buried beneath the award ceremony red carpet. So is Triwizard a school or a gladiator arena? Is it training, or just live broadcast choreographed life risking? You say tradition must be respected? I ask back, what tradition that feeds on minors' blood deserves to be called tradition? We'll go backstage, the adults who turn on stage lights, the invisible contracts, and how a decent school turned fear into primetime entertainment. Hold tight to your seats, the case begins. Behind the scenes of a magic game, every crime has a crew, and the Triwizard Tournament is no exception. Who turns on the stage lights? Who writes the rules? Whose blood spills? Everything has producers. First is Dumbledore, the headmaster with twinkling eyes, voice sweet as cotton candy, and a hobby of having students experiment with near-death experiences. He always smiles when talking about the spirit of courage, a phrase that sounds wonderful, till you realize it's often synonymous with adults watching children risk their lives.
Next is the media.
Rita Skeeter, the scheming journalist ready to turn every drop of student sweat into hot ink. She doesn't report events, she directs them. Is Harry's hand shaking with fear? Perfect. Front page. The judges. A group of adults evaluating children's survival skills with ... numerical scores. A spectacular dragon dodge -9/10, a miss nearly fatal. Oh, 8 points for courageous spirit. It's a perfect reality TV show if you ignore that all contestants are students who haven't graduated yet. The rules? Simple. Whoever's name jumps from the goblet of fire must participate, regardless of age, regardless of consent. No, I don't want to participate button like Muggle game shows. Human law calls this coercing minors. Dording law calls this ... tradition. 3 schools, 4 contestants. A 14-year-old boy who never registered gets dragged into the game. No one postpones the tournament. No one says, wait, these rules are a bit murderous. Instead, the entire castle becomes a festival. Songs, fireworks, banners. People forget that the first challenge is facing a real dragon, not a paper one. Contestants train in darkness under pressure from press, teachers, and thousands of curious eyes. If scared, deal with it. If panicked, swallow it. Because here, no one teaches you how to face fear, only how to conquer it before it kills you. Hogwarts proudly declares, we train heroes. But no one asks. If no one dies, would we still call it a great tournament? This isn't just a game, this is an adult show with child actors who didn't choose their roles. And when you see the stands roar every time flames leap high, you begin to understand. Perhaps the most dangerous thing isn't the dragon, but the people sitting there applauding. When the game shows its true face, you think the Triwizard Tournament is about finding the best wizard? No, it's a test of how much children can endure before they break. Harry and Cedric face giant spiders. Cedric takes the hit for Harry. Cedric Diggory, Golden Hufflepuff, the only one who didn't see this tournament as a life or death battle. In the maze, he saves Harry. No bonus points, no glory, and then ... he dies right after. The tournament doesn't punish the wicked, it punishes the kind-hearted. The moment the Goblet of Fire transported Harry to the graveyard when Voldemort rose, that wasn't an unexpected incident. That was a deadly gap created by the very irresponsible adults themselves. They were busy maintaining tradition while students became bait. Judges applaud when contestants survive, Rita Skeeter excitedly writes. The irony is, even when a child dies, they still call it glory. Because scores, titles, and newspaper articles always shine brighter than students' real fears. And here's the twist few want to acknowledge. The Triwizard Tournament isn't a magic game. It's the wizarding version of a Roman Colosseum. The only difference is, the audience doesn't realize they're cheering when blood spills. Adults play, children pay. Don't you see the paradox? Harry just witnessed his friend's murder. But the award ceremony still proceeds. Music still plays. House banners still wave, as if no one ever died. Hogwarts, the school praised as the safest place in the wizarding world, continuously puts students in situations where they must become warriors before they have time to grow up. They teach them Patronus charms against Dementors, stunning spells for dueling, but not one professor teaches how to face nightmares after witnessing a friend's death. No one asks, "Are you okay?" Only, "Are you ready for the next round?" This is no longer education, but survival training packaged under the banner of glory, like how people say. This is a challenge to help you mature. But really, it's just, this is an adult game, sink or swim. And don't forget every round of applause. Every article praising the winner unwittingly sends a deadly message. Personal pain matters less than collective glory. When you grow up in such an environment, you learn two things. One, your emotions aren't worth anyone's concern. Two, winning matters more than everything. And that's precisely the fertile ground for Voldemort to emerge again, from children who were never taught how to love themselves. Education or blood sport entertainment. How absurd. We call it a school, but applaud when students must risk their lives to ... take exams. If this sounds familiar, then congratulations. Hogwarts is no different from a reality TV show where ratings matter more than contestants' lives. Cedric dies, Harry is traumatized for life, but the cup still gleams as if it never touched blood. The question is, are we honoring courage? Or are we addicted to the thrill of watching children pushed into killing machines? And perhaps Hogwarts' greatest tragedy isn't the rise of the Dark Lord, but that the entire wizarding world has grown accustomed to living with fear, to the point of treating it like a sport. Have you ever thought, if a school doesn't teach children how to heal, but only teaches them how to fight, then sooner or later, those very children will become the ones adults fear most. Hogwarts doesn't fail. It just teaches exactly what adults want. And children pay the price. Leave a comment. And do unforget to subscribe to Fictional Depths so we can continue decoding characters who seem familiar but turn out to be very unfamiliar.